Getting into the anti-university is mostly a question of finding out where it is. Down a narrow street in Shoreditch, your best point of reference is the little pub next door. Behind this unspectacular entrance is a movement which rather ambitiously hopes to change the pattern of university education. What they offer are new-style courses in contemporary arts, politics and psychology. Inside, it's all a bit chaotic. They've had well over 500 inquiries, but nobody's sure what happens if they all turn up. Apart from the small lounge, there's only a basement and 4 cramped lecture rooms. One of the originators is Dr. Allen Krebs. With 200 million spent annually on universities, why does Britain need
generally,
an
why do you consider an
anti-university?
anti-university as necessary?
It's a qualitatively different thing than an establishment university. It's an attempt to bring together under one roof all kinds of things that are not permitted at established universities, or if they're permitted at established universities, aren't accessible to 95% of the population. The establishment universities generally do not permit the kinds of things that the Anti-University of London is concerned about.
What sort of things are these?
It's perhaps surprising that some of the 40 courses offered don't appear at traditional universities. Things like Black Power, Counterculture and Revolution. But other lecturers are less provocative. One just claiming that he'll talk to anyone who'll talk to him. Signing on costs you £8 plus 10 shillings for each course you attend. No qualifications needed, no degrees given. So what's it all for?
I mean, the whole question of what you get in general from education is a kind of moot point. I mean, is it a diploma, a degree, a license to practice, entree into the establishment, secure middle-class future? This whole question may or may not have anything to do with what education is all about. So far as I'm concerned, education is just trying to dig and understand the kind of things that are going on in the world about you, and a way of expressing yourself and communicating to others that you might not have thought about before. I mean, insofar as that's my definition of education, the Anti-University of London is here to fill that kind of need. Not
what all the anti-university people have in common is a refusal to conform. Artists like John Latham, who left a London art school after returning a library book in a test tube of acid. Anti-university protest, though, is just the start. A psychologist in the movement, Dr. David Cooper, believes it'll spread much further.
What precisely does
being
the anti
involve?
signify?
The anti signifies a basic change in the rules of the game, whatever game one's playing, whether this is in the context of a hospital, a certain art form, academic situation, but a basic qualitative radical change in the rules of the game, whereby the basic aim is to break down all false compartmentalizations, in other words, boxes that people get into. So we're concerned to break down academic boxes in terms of the total nature of the bureaucratic academic institution, false discipline compartmentalizations, and this extends to many other areas. The box of the bourgeois family, for instance. This has to be broken down so that children can relate to people outside the family much more freely than they do, so their parents can relate to other people outside the family box also. In fact, what we're aiming at is the breaking open or explosion of all boxes.
The battle cry against all establishment isn't new, so for some it may seem too far to travel from the dreaming spires just to hear it all again.